DBS community, welcome back to another set 27 deck building video. We are going to be finishing off all of the decks with the last leader that was shown off, which was Jiren. Very anticipated, very mixed reviews, I feel like, from the community about how this deck is going to perform. But I'm here to tell you, I do think this deck has the potential to do okay. It is not, I'll say it's not. Currently, I think in its current design, with the cards we have that are out, I think this deck could be a very good tier 2 deck. You might see this deck top. It is not going to be a meta-defining deck, but it definitely could fit itself into the meta depending on what is being played at a high level, okay? So we'll go with the deck, the actual deck itself. We'll start with the leader. So permanent, your opponents can't attack your red unisons with 1 power, which is very random. Card attacks, draw 1. You have the Spirit Boost to Awaken, which I don't like. I know you can really almost not interact with it. It's just weird. Spirit Boost, 2 more energy, you draw 2, go down to 6 life. Now on this side, when you attack, you draw. Activate during this turn, the next time you play a red unison with the Empower skill from your Z deck, you reduce its specific cost by 1, meaning it should be free. Right, so you're reducing its specific cost by 1. Activate Battle Spirit Boost. This card gets 5k for the battle, and that is not once per turn, and that's on either turn. Okay, so you are playing around these Z unisons, which will show once we actually go over the deck itself, the actual Z deck. So we're gonna start with some 1-drops here. So we're gonna play these Jirens here, and there's gonna be a reason why. We'll see in the deck, but this Jiren here. So this top effect, we actually don't play the Topo unison, so we're not gonna worry about this part. But when this card's played, you may draw a card. So this is just a 1-drop draw a card. The bottom effect, again, we don't actually worry about because we're not playing the Topo. But this is just a 1-drop draw, right? Just gives us some battle cards we can play early. We have this Jiren, which is top 5 for a red unison that costs 1, which is very important because this allows us to search out some of our unisons. But also when we also can search out red Jiren cards as well. If your leader is a red Universe 11, which he is, mono red with an you can evolve on a with the original energy cost of 4 in your hand, gain the following effects, where they have this evolve skill. We can pay 3 for them. That's probably not something we're going to do, but again, this is just a 1-drop that allows us to search, which I think is important. Now we do have the actual unisons you have to play in the deck. They're all one power. This is probably the worst part about the deck, is that you have to run these cards, and I wish these were battle cards. Like this card has a very similar effect to the Jiren. I wish these weren't unisons. I don't like that. So we have Jiren. If the this is the Z unison Jiren comes into play for this card, when this card is go to the drop, you draw a card. +2, you add one red unison from your drop to your Z energy, so it allows you to build Z energy for free. Piccolo Jr., same thing. You can play this guy, which is actually a battle card? I don't remember the actual name of it, but yeah, so, oh no, it is a unison. Yeah, so when you play the Piccolo Jr. Z unison, this card goes to the drop, you draw a card. +2, you may add 1 red unison from your hand to your Z energy. If you do, you draw 1. So a little bit of a cycle there. And then this guy, you may add 1 red unison to your hand to your Z energy, and then use top 5 for a Fierce Foe, or a unison, both red, from your hand. So you can't search out the Frieza, Fierce Foes, Secret Rare, so that's unfortunate. But none of these cards actually draw you cards. Right, these 2 cycle cards, but you do need to have the unison on board so you can go into the Z unisons, because the Z unisons is kind of where this deck starts to gain a lot of its power. Now we have the Piccolo Jr. Final Form. This is one of the new cards. You have to Spirit Boost 2 when you play it. Limit 1 red if your leader is this leader. You draw 1. Play a card from your hand, and then choose one of your red unisons with Empower skill, and it gets +2. So this is the Empower skill is going to be the Z unisons, as it says here. Okay, but you get that card +2, so you actually can +2. You can basically -2, draw a card, +2 back markers on it. This card is a 20k dual attacker. It's solid. It kind of goes with the archetype. It's one of the newer cards, so we fit into the deck. Not an awful card. We have Majin Buu Final Form. This is a Spirit Boost blocker. Again, a lot of Spirit Boost effects. Negate the attack. Play this card. Choose it to one of your red unisons with the Empower skill and add 2 markers to it. And play this card in the battle. And place this card in the battle or into the drop at the end of the turn. If it's your opponent's turn and your leader is this leader, you reduce this card's cost by 4. So it becomes a 1-drop 20k blocker. It does not draw you anything, unfortunately. But if you have one of the Z unisons in play with the Empower skill, you get to add 2 markers to your unison, which is cool. We have 2 of this Jiren Supreme Readiness. This is a card you can cut. I included this because I'm playing the 1-drop Jirens in here. But it's a draw 1. And when you place this card in the owner's trap, you get to play a 1-drop Jiren out if you wanted to. But I think the fact that it's just a 19k body, like we can turn one of these guys into a big body that's going to allow us to draw. It's not amazing, but it's just a cool little tech. If you don't run these, obviously you're cutting this, and that just frees up extra space for you. Like this card. So we have Pan, Grandfather Strength. You can play it if you or your opponent has a 15k body in play, and then yeah, you just have to have a 15k body in play. When this card's power is increased by one of your skills, when one of your cards' power is increased by a skill, you draw a card, and then minus something by 20k. So initially, our leader has the ability of spirit boosting and gaining 5k, so that will actually allow us to proc the Pan, which is pretty cool. So we can proc the Pan, draw a card, minus something. It's a pretty cool little effect. 2 Android 13 full of confidence, and 4 defeating the demon. These are just generic 1-drop cards you're going to play that just allow us to draw. We're playing a non-Saiyan leader. And then Gohan, of course, being the counterplay of choice for red. We do build a lot of Z energy in this deck, so this is going to be a very good card. 3 Final Battle. Spirit Boost 1 with a red Z Unison, negate the attack, draw 1. Choose up to one of your red Fierce Foes cards and it gets 5k for the turn. You can activate this card from your hand for free by taking a life instead. You still have to do the Spirit Boost effect, though. It's once per turn, so it's a negate that draws you a card. You can buff your leader by 5. If you have a Pan on board, you're drawing another card and minus something by 15k. This is very good. This is a very, very good combination here. It's not a 4 of because of the Spirit Boost effect. You should have a Unison on board all the time, but it's also limit 1, so you can't do multiple of them. 4 Explosive Dance, pretty self-explanatory. 3 Difference of Status, because we are playing a Unison. This gives us access to this really powerful card that allows us to Spirit Boost X for every. So you initially, for 0 cost, you neg a battle card by 5. Then for every marker that you take off, you reduce another card or the same card by 5k for each marker you take off for the turn. So 3 markers and you kill a 20k. You can do higher than that and kill bigger battle cards, right? You should be able to build a lot of markers on your Unison, but you're also taking markers off. So this might not be something you want to play as a 4 of because of that, but it is, again, it's just a really decent negate just to have more options. 1 Dispo, Thwarting the Enemy. It's a Spirit Boost 2. You negate with a battle card for free if you do the Spirit Boost effect, or you can just tap 1 and your opponent can't attack with battle with their leader cards for the turn. He also is a Universe 11, so if you run like a Universe 11 searcher, you can search him out. Piccolo Jr. super combo because we do build a lot of Z energy and will probably be above 4 life for most of the game. 2 of the Omega Shinron Final Form. This is one of the new cards. You play him for 1. You Spirit Boost. You draw a card, then play up to 1 red Unison with 1 marker and 1 power from your hand. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards or Unisons and minus it by 15. So this is okay. You can easily swap out the Jiren here for 2 of these, and then cut like the Thirst for Power and put some other stuff in. This card is very good. It is you have to have 3 energy though to play it, so that is one of the problems. 3 of the Jiren SR, which is a really cool. I really like this art on this card. I don't know why. 3 energy, you play it for 1. Double strike, Spirit Boost 2 when this card attacks. Add it to 1 red Unison from your drop to your hand. And then you reduce 2 total of your opponent's battle cards or Unisons by 25k. So you can basically board wipe your opponent. It's also a 25k double striker. It's not a huge card, but man, being able to remove stuff is really good. We have 2 of the newer Gohan, the Beast Gohan. You draw if your opponent has 3 more energy, you can play this card from your hand. You draw 2, discard 2. And when this card's played, you can use rest moded battle cards without unique skills in combos until the end of your opponent's turn. So all of your cards in rest mode that don't have unique, you can use in combos. And then when this card is in a battle area, it is used in a combo, you reduce one of your opponent's battle cards by 10k. So you have some more a little bit of removal or combo power. So because it hits battle cards, this is kind of like a 15k combo, which is kind of cool. The draw 2, discard 2 is cool because you can use it to cycle like, you know, extra like unisons into the drop, which then you can then use this unison some of your other effects to either add them to your hand or add them to your Z energy. One trio, because we play unisons, we can tuck this to get a marker for free. You also can Spirit Boost 3 to wipe your opponent's board 30k and then swing 30 triple attack at your opponent, and then also tuck it afterwards again. It's a cool little tech, but again, you can probably just play this just to get the extra marker if you wanted to. Super combo, because we can't play Vegito in this deck, we play the other Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, power to resist despair, 40 triple. Play it for 1. You have to place 10 Saiyan cards from your warp into your owner's drop. Place up to. So yeah, so you don't have to place. You can place in any of them as you want. I don't know why you would. When this card's played, add up to 1 red card from your drop to your hand. Then reduce one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier by 35k, and that's a triple striker. So the idea with this is you're probably going to grab back either a boss monster or a super combo. Typically, that's what you're going to use it for, right? And it's also 40 triple. So not as good, of course, as Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, but your red deck, you kind of have to play this. Or you can play Black Pan. That's also an option as well. You can play the Shinron, which is not great, but you have those options as well. Now for the Z deck, we have Mighty Blast. We have the Jiren, the Piccolo, and the Omega in the Boo, which is all of the new cards that are coming out, all of the cinematic battle Z Unison. So Jiren is a 10k in power 3, barrier, dual attack. So basically in power 3 means he gains 3 markers, right? So you reduce this specific cost by 1. He's a 2 cost, 1 Z energy, right? So you play him out for 2. He gets 2 markers, and then he gets an extra up to 3 markers from the card that you're replacing. We could go up to 5, right? For each marker on this card, he gets 5k during your turn. So what's that, right? That's 30. He becomes a 30k dual attacker, barrier. Then auto -1 when one of your opponent's cards attacks, negate the attack, which is really strong. You get a free negate. Piccolo is a barrier blocker with power 3, same effect. -1 as he switches to active mode. Now you can't do this during your opponent's turn. You have to do this during your turn. So you can swing and then restand him as a blocker. We have Omega, power 3, same effect with the permanent. Activate main, minuses a battle card or unison by 25k, so you got a little bit of removal there. And then Boo, same thing in power, permanent, same thing. Activate main or battle, KO a battle card with less power than this card. So you just, this kind of has your removal and kind of one of your primary attackers other than your like boss monsters, right? I think this deck has the ability of being good, but you do have to kind of get around the fact that you're running close to like 10 dead cards in your deck, right? So some changes you can make if you don't like the Jiren stuff here. Again, you can cut these guys here. Probably just add a typical 1-drop cantrip. I like the Jiren just because it's kind of on brand. But like you can run Mize or whatever you want as a 1-drop cantrip. Cut this. That takes you down to 50. And then from there, you can just kind of add in some other stuff here if you want to add in more Android 13s, which I think is really good. More Omegas, this stuff. You can just kind of mess around with it there. So, but that is the video, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the content here. And if you guys are excited about Jiren, let me know. If you guys have any interesting tech options you have for Jiren, like I said, I didn't go over everything just because the video could be really, really long. But if you guys have some interesting things you play or might play in this deck, let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.